This video aims to inform users about the asset transfer method between the KStadium wallet and Uniswap, in light of Uniswap's listing for expanding the usage of KStar. At KStadium Bridge, there are two ways to transfer assets. The first method involves converting ground chain network KStar coin into Ethereum network KStar token, allowing users can trade their assets on Uniswap. The second method is converting Ethereum network KStar token into ground chain network KStar coin for sending their assets to the KStadium wallet. The total supply of KStar coins based on ground chain and KStar tokens based on Ethereum will both be maintained at the same amount. In this how-to video, two ways of flow will be explained. How to 1 is a guide to converting ground chain network KStar coin into other assets like Ethereum. It explains the process of converting ground chain network KStar coin into Ethereum network KStar token by using a bridge and then transforming it into Ethereum. How to 2 is a guide to converting other assets like Ethereum into ground chain network KStar coin. It explains the process of converting Ethereum into Ethereum network KStar token and then transforming it into ground chain network KStar coin using a bridge. To begin, both of these flows require the KStadium wallet and MetaMask wallet as essential components. Therefore, we first provide the creation wallet process of both components. The process of creating an account and wallet of KStadium application. To do this, you need to install the KStadium app. Once the app installed, open the KStadium app and click Sign In to create a new account. To complete sign up, enter the all required information. After attempting the first login, proceed with the initial setup of OTP. When the OTP authentication process proceeds, you can copy the key needed to install the authenticator. And when you can move to next, you will be asked for the 6-digit number of the authenticator. To enter OTP, Google Authenticator must be installed. So you need to install Google Authenticator from the App Store and run it. And then, you can enter the setup key that copied from KStadium app. Now, we can enter the OTP name and the copied key, and click the plus symbol to activate KStadium OTP. When the OTP setting is complete, you can copy the 6-digit number from Authenticator, and copy-paste the number to enter in the authentication process. Next process is installing the extension and creating MetaMask account. To do this, you can search for and install MetaMask from your web store. After installing MetaMask and creating an account, register the Ethereum-based KStar token and MetaMask, and press the Import Tokens button, and enter the token contract address. Now you're ready to proceed. Let's start the How to guide. How to 1 is a guide for users who want to convert their KStar to Ethereum. It explains the process of converting ground chain network KStar coin into Ethereum network KStar token and then transforming it into Ethereum. Beginning the KStadium Bridge, you can enter the KStadium Bridge website and click the Select a Coin box. Then, the KStar ticker will show up in the pop-up window, and make the selection. Once the asset selection is completed, the asset type will change to KStar. Next, select KStadium ground chain in the From box. The verification of KStadium wallet will show up in the pop-up window. Once you click OK button, the login page will show up and enter your KStadium account information to sign in. You will now see the pop-up window about confirming the wallet connection is completed. Next, if you select the Ethereum chain in the To box, the pop-up window for connecting the MetaMask wallet will appear. After, verify the MetaMask wallet. Clicking OK, the pop-up window will appear to unlock MetaMask, and you can enter your password to start the integration. Then, the integration is completed, you can check if the connected MetaMask address matches. Now, enter the amount to be transferred in the amount field, and select Convert Now. At this time, the available quantity of KStar for input ranges from a minimum of 100 to a maximum of 150,000. And you can input directly or choose a percentage, taking into account the fees. After completing the input, you can review the transfer amount, corresponding fees, and tax information through the pop-up window. Click OK button after you check the details. And then, the next page will show. For access the transfer, click Confirm of the From chain to initiate the transfer. The transfer will be completed within a few minutes. When the transfer is complete, you can see the Ethereum Network KStar token has been transferred to MetaMask. Next step is processing on the Uniswap. Log in Uniswap and click the Launch App button. In the new window, if you click the top right Connect button, the integration wallet applications will show up. Select MetaMask to connect your wallet. When the wallet is selected, the address will be displayed, and you can choose the network by clicking the button below. Then, select the Ethereum network. And then, you can choose the token to be sent and register KStar by copying and pasting the contract address. The contract address can be found at Etherscan. Once the Ethereum-based KStar token is registered, you can search it from Etherscan to find out the contract. Also, you can copy the contract address in other info section. Back to the Uniswap. Select the asset to be changed to Ethereum in the Select Token button. After that, enter the quantity of KStar you want to swap. You can check the Ethereum in MetaMask to check if the swap completed successfully. Next is a how-to guide. This guide is for users who want to convert their existing Ethereum to KStar. It explains the process of converting Ethereum into Ethereum Network KStar token, and then transforming it into Ground Chain Network KStar coin. Create a MetaMask account and install the extension. Register the KStar based on Ethereum token in MetaMask. Press the Import Tokens button and enter the token contract address. If you do not have Ethereum in MetaMask, you can buy Ethereum from CEX and transfer it to MetaMask. After confirming MetaMask's Ethereum transfer, log in to the Uniswap website. On the main page, click Launch App, and in the new window that pops up, click Get Started to connect your wallet. First, select Connect Wallet in the top right corner to integrate with the MetaMask wallet. And select Ethereum as the asset to be sent. After the asset is selected as Ethereum, choose the token to be sent and register KStar based on Ethereum by copying and pasting the contract address. The contract address of KStar can be found at Etherscan. Once the Ethereum-based KStar token is registered, you can search it from Etherscan to find out the contract. Also, you can copy the contract address in other info section. After the Ethereum-based KStar contract is entered, you can enter the quantity of Ethereum to be swapped and proceed with the swap. When the swap is completed, you can check KStar based on Ethereum in MetaMask. When the transmission of KStar based on Ethereum is confirmed with MetaMask, access the KStadium bridge and select KStar in the asset selection. If you select the Ethereum chain in the From section, the MetaMask integration will begin. Then, you can check the MetaMask wallet in the pop-up window. Clicking OK, the pop-up window will appear to unlock MetaMask, and you can enter your password to start the integration. After the integration is complete, you can select Ground Chain into section, and select KStadium wallet. If you select KStadium Ground Chain in the To section, you can choose the KStadium wallet. After confirming the wallet in the pop-up window, enter your KStadium account information to start the wallet integration. Once the KStadium wallet is successfully connected, you will see a confirmation in the pop-up window. After confirmation, you can double-check if the changed asset and chain are correctly specified, and enter the transfer amount in Amount section. Now, enter the amount to be transferred in the Amount field, and select Convert Now. At this time, the available quantity of KStar for input ranges from a minimum of 100 to a maximum of 150,000, and you can input directly or choose a percentage, taking into account the fees. After converting, you can check the transfer amount, fee and tax information through the pop-up window, and if there is no problem, click the OK button, and check the desktop notification for approval, and proceed with the subsequent steps. The transfer will take place from Ethereum to Ground Chain. To confirm the transfer in MetaMask, click on the box in the top right corner. Once the execution on the From chain is completed, the transfer on the To chain will proceed. By confirming the displayed ground chain transfer on the page, the transfer process will be completed. Click the Final Approve to conclude all the procedures. And then, you can access the KStadium to confirm the deposited K-Star in your wallet. In addition to being able to transfer assets between KStadium, wallet, and Uniswap, you can also take the portion of fee profit through providing liquidity to K-Star and Ethereum paired pool. The following instructions will guide you on how to provide liquidity to Uniswap by using K-Star and Ethereum. Please follow the video for using the service efficiently. First, access Uniswap and connect MetaMask wallet. But remember that providing liquidity requires holding both Ethereum and ERC-20 K-Star in MetaMask wallet. Next, select Pools in the top left and click New Position button. And then, you can click Select Token Toggle to select the asset for adding liquidity. In the pop-up window, register K-Star by copying and pasting the contract address into token selection box. You can find contract address at Etherscan, as mentioned earlier in the video. Once register the K-Star, the next page will show up. Click Edit button and select the fee tier. After entering the amount of assets to provide liquidity, click Approve K-Star. After approval, a MetaMask pop-up about the K-Star spending limit will appear. Then, enter the amount to provide liquidity to Uniswap and the spending limit on MetaMask. After you set your spending limit, press Next button and check the gas fee, and press Approve button for ensure the process. Now, the liquidity provisioning process is complete. Once you select a liquidity pair, you will be able to view detailed information. This is the end of the how to guide the asset transfer between KStadium and Uniswap. Thank you for watching.